Dear friends, welcome back to this path of reflection and understanding. Let me ask you sincerely, why do you practice Buddhism? Do you pray to the Buddha for blessings, success, and safety? Or do you walk the path to discover the wisdom that frees you from suffering itself? For many, the answer reveals a misunderstanding that has quietly spread through generations. We think that learning the Buddha's way is about protection from misfortune, but in truth, it is about awakening from ignorance. The Buddha did not come to grant wishes, he came to awaken minds. Let us begin with a story. Men once went to a temple every day, offering incense and bowing before the Buddha statue. Each time he prayed, he asked for wealth, good health, and the safety of his family. Years passed, and one day, his business failed. In anger, he shouted at the statue, "I have prayed to you for years. Why didn't you protect me?" A monk passing by stopped and said gently, "The Buddha is not your servant. He is your teacher. His blessing is not in granting what you want, but in helping you understand why you suffer when you lose it." This story is not to mock devotion. Devotion is beautiful when it is filled with sincerity and humility. But when devotion becomes a transaction, I bow, therefore I must be rewarded, it turns into superstition. The Buddha's compassion is infinite, but it does not replace the law of cause and effect. Master H.S. Yun once said, "The Buddha does not give blessings, he teaches you how to create them." Every smile you share, every kind act you perform, every moment of patience, these are the true blessings that shape your destiny. Let us explore what it truly means to learn the Buddha's way. The Buddha is not a god to be worshipped, but an awakened human being who showed us our potential. His life was a demonstration that enlightenment is not a miracle, but a possibility within everyone. To learn from him means to see as he saw, to look at the world through wisdom rather than fear. Most people approach the temple with requests, "May my business succeed, may my children do well, may my illness disappear." These are natural desires, but they are only the surface of spiritual life. The Buddha's path begins when you no longer ask life to change for you, but begin to change the way you see life. The Buddha once said, "Mind precedes all things." When the mind is pure, happiness follows like a shadow. That means your suffering and your joy both rise from your own heart. No external blessing can substitute for inner transformation. Imagine two people facing the same hardship. One curses fate, the other smiles with acceptance. The situation is the same, but their minds create different worlds. Learning Buddhism means cultivating that mind which can stay peaceful amid storms. Another common misunderstanding is the belief that reciting sutras or mantras automatically brings protection. In truth, the power of chanting lies not in sound alone, but in awareness. When you chant with mindfulness, your heart aligns with the rhythm of compassion and wisdom. When you chant mechanically, your voice may be loud, but your mind remains asleep. The Buddha never asked us to worship words. He asked us to awaken understanding. True learning begins when you ask not, "What can I get from the Buddha?" but "What can I learn from him?" Let us reflect on his example. The Buddha was born a prince, surrounded by luxury, yet he walked away from it all to seek truth. Why? Because he saw that wealth and comfort cannot protect us from aging, sickness, and death. He wanted to find the end of suffering, not the extension of pleasure. His enlightenment under the Bodhi tree was not a divine blessing, it was the result of deep observation and insight into the nature of mind. To follow him, therefore, is not to beg for miracles, but to cultivate wisdom through practice, meditation, morality, and mindfulness. These are the true offerings the Buddha accepts. When you practice them sincerely, you become your own source of protection. Monk once explained it this way: when you light a lamp in the darkness does not hurt you, it simply disappears. The Buddha's teachings are that lamp. Each time you understand a little more about impermanence, compassion, and cause and effect, another corner of your life becomes illuminated. Yet, many people still cling to the idea that the Buddha controls destiny. They pray for success without effort, for peace without self-reflection. But the Buddha said clearly, "You are your own refuge." That is not a rejection of faith, it is an invitation to responsibility. Faith without wisdom is like a bird with one wing. It can flap, but never fly. Wisdom without faith is dry and fragile. The path is complete only when both wings move together. Faith inspires practice, and wisdom gives it direction. So, how can we transform our faith into wisdom? The answer lies in experience. The Buddha's teachings are not meant to be believed blindly, but tested through living. Try being mindful for one day. Watch your thoughts as they rise. Notice how craving brings restlessness, how kindness brings calm. That is the laboratory of awakening your own heart. Once, a woman came to a master and said, "I pray every day for my son to succeed, but nothing changes." The master asked, "When you pray, do you also teach him patience and honesty?" She shook her head. The master smiled. "Then you are watering seeds but not planting them." The Buddha's blessings flow through action. If you want peace, sow understanding. If you want safety, sow kindness. Let us understand clearly, praying is not wrong. Bowing, chanting, offering, all these are beautiful expressions of reverence, but they are only the beginning. The purpose of these acts is to calm the mind, to open the heart, and to remind us of the principles we must live by. The temple is not a place to escape reality. It is a mirror showing you how to face it with wisdom. Daily life, every moment can be your temple. When you speak truthfully, when you forgive, when you act with compassion, you are already practicing Buddhism. You do not need to wait for blessings, you become the blessing. Master H.S. Yun said, "The Buddha cannot remove your suffering, but he can show you how to stop creating it." This is the greatest gift of all. It shifts you from dependency to empowerment, from fear to understanding. To truly learn the Buddha's way is to live with awareness in every action. When you eat, recognize the interconnection of all life that brought food to your table. When you speak, know that your words can either heal or harm. When you encounter pain, see it not as punishment, but as a teacher. The Buddha's compassion does not protect us from challenges, it gives us the wisdom to face them with peace. That is the real blessing. So my friends, the next time you light incense or bow before the Buddha, ask yourself, am I seeking a miracle or am I seeking understanding? The first makes you dependent, the second makes you free. The truth is simple, the Buddha's greatest protection is wisdom. And wisdom begins the moment you stop looking outward and start looking within. Thank you for watching this video. May your faith deepen into understanding, your prayers turn into practice, and your devotion blossom into compassion. Please like, share, and subscribe so that more hearts may awaken to the true meaning of learning the Buddha's way.
Before you leave, here's something special. In Buddhism, we believe that every encounter carries a deeper meaning. Would you like to discover your true soul connection, the one written into your destiny? Take the Soulmate Test today and unveil the hidden truths of your journey. Click the link below and begin your path now.
http://soulmate. You wisdom more, come, white.